Okay guys, obviously I had to make this into a video because we're around 13 minutes in the last story, but in this story we got it all done, nice and polished, whatever. Okay, just quick little example of diversity of XML. As you can see, you got the names here, and all that's stopping it from being changed is just, all I have to do is copy and paste, price to price, and change. So say like, just make sure these are all lined up properly because XML does not like spaces. Trust me on this. It's probably still gives field spaces in our okay, ID 4. Let's call it my house. So my house now serves beer, and I charge €16 for a beer, 15 and 5. Okay, we haven't actually seen those elements yet, but just to give an example of how this works. So if this is on your web server, you can add to it whenever, and people constantly get this information. There you go. My house is now added into the list. So if this was on server, password or whatever, people will get live information to the application. So it's great for like promotions and things for your business and company. But now, if we click on these, nothing happens. Pretty, crap. Who wants that? Who wants to look at some names on a list? Let's change that right now. Into your detail view controller. And I want to start scrapping this crap like mad. All this stuff's given by default. Delete the 3 properties. Delete this for declaration. Configure view, delete the instantiations, goodbye, configure view. In fact, everything up to the top can go to hell. Configure view especially, that'll crash if it's not there. And title can go to hell. There we go. It always feels very good to delete stuff from a class. It's always very nice. Into your header, let's set this thing up. Import list. And let's make a property, non-atomic, retain, list, and it's called the list. Okay, and to display the stuff, we're going to have some labels. UI label, name. Oops, forgot this part. IP outlet. I prefer to have them in code, but it'll take too long to do it that way. Copy, paste. Beer, cider, Guinness. Yes, grand. Let's synthesize the list. I'm going to do this nice and quick. I have an idea to redo this, but I'll pause the video for that. Okay, I think that's our almost having set up. Okay. View to load, this is where we're going to do all our work. Now, self.title equals the list.name. Perfect, so we're going to pull the name from each of them and make it the list. And then, okay, we're going to put the outlets down in 2 seconds. First of all, okay, we have the name equals the list.name. Perfect. What do you want now? The list.name. Sorry, name.text, because it's a string. Forgot about that. Beer.text equals the list.beer. Yes. Cider.text equals the list.cider. And Guinness.text equals the list.Guinness, obviously. Okay, so we're literally just taking all our information from the data model and plastering it onto the page. Perfect. Okay, detail view controller. This part's always fun. Delete. Okay, very quickly. There's a lot of labels. I'm going to throw these down nice and quickly. Okay. Copy, paste. So it's going to be name. And it's going to be blank because we're going to fill this with our information. Paste. Ooh, label, get back on the page. Beer. Blank. Excellent. cider side top it, and oops, nope, it should be inside the view. It's always difficult to do with a touchpad, not actual mouse blank. And then of course 2 more for Guinness, and it's Guinness. A laugh actually spell goes wrong. That'd be very funny and very embarrassing. And blank. And I want to change the view because it's very boring. The color even. Attributes, color. Yeah, Irish color. Okay. Let's connect the outlets, because that's one thing I always forget to do. Beer to the blank ones, don't forget. We don't override the filled ones. Guinness to Guinness. And name to the name. Now before we can actually build this, I feel it's going to be in the way. There you go. Okay, we have to configure the detail view control to actually push these, so the master to push into the detail controller. So we can make that go away now. So detail view controller, it's called detail view equals detail view controller lock init, and then we want to do the list equals app dot list array object at index index path dot row detail view dot the list equals the list. So we're going to make, we've instantiated this in the detail view controller. We want it to be equal to this. So when we call the list in the next class, it'll be pulling the attributes. And then self.navigation controller, push view controller, detail view, yes. Build and run. Let's hope this works. It's because it's late now, I go home. Okay. Push. Hooray. Name Rosie Gratas. Beer for 50, blah blah. Let's have a look at my house. My house is expensive. 16, 15. Perfect. How do we time? Okay. Well, I've showed you how to do that. Now, I don't like how this looks. Best way to do it would be to use another table view controller, but I'm going to pause the video, I'm going to do it myself and take you through it, because typing and explaining will take too long. Okay, so hold on for 1 second while I do this. It'll be no time for you at all, but it'll be a few minutes for me, and I'll talk to you in 2 seconds. Pause. Okay, party people, here we go. I've made this now into a second table view controller, second table view even, and it's simply displaying all the information. Okay, first thing to do is, if you want to do what I did, select the view and delete it completely. Just delete it so there's nothing here, so you blank. Pull a table view in, then create an IP outlet in the detail view controller, connect it up. So if you click on your table view, your connection should look the exact same as this table view. Select the table view and the view are both just the table view itself. And then don't forget to set the delegate and data source to the file owner. So that's exactly how it should look. Okay, so table view is the view, and table view is itself, and then the delegate and data source belong to the application itself essentially, but that's the way it's done. Okay, in the H file, I've just made the outlet. I've deleted all the other outlets. All we need is the table view. Oh, also, if you want, you can set the table view to grouped style. It makes it look better. It makes it look like this rather than plain. Plain looks kind of gay in what I've done. Okay, now I have actually hard coded the section table because I was lazy. Sure, bugger it, I'll do it the right way. You don't actually have to hard code the numbers ever. You always want to have it dynamic. Okay, then for declaration, app delegate, app equals UI app. You should do this yourself by now. You've seen me do it enough times in tutorials. Shared application, delegate, and then instead of for app dot list array count. No, not call it count. Hooray! There we go. Okay, there's only one row. Perfect. Now for the cell. This is very interesting because we have a number of sections. Okay, we are using a switch. Okay, so because we have all these different types of headers, we're putting these in. Because the headers aren't going to change, the beer, the name, the size, the they're not going to change. Not in this case, they're not. We're going to hard code them. We can just use a switch. So it's going to have this is going to make the 4 cells for us work in the index path section. But also we need a header for these bad boys. So same thing. Just make an empty string, or you can type it out over and over again. It's up to you. Same thing. Switch section. Section name equals and bingo. We have our title for headers and sections. So I'm just going to scroll through so you can pause the video and have a look at the code. Just pause the video and start scribbling it down if you want, or just download the source code and I get around to uploading it. This is called table view. It doesn't really matter. It's just if you have table view inside the application, because you use an outlet and not the controller, this can sometimes overwrite the this can hide the instance variables, but we're okay here. See here I have to call it table view, not the table view, because of that. Simple. And then of course don't forget to return the section name for the headers and the cell for the cell for at index path. Now let's build and run and see how this looks. We still got our names. Boom. There we go. We are now dicing these up nicely. And why do I always keep putting that aside, not cider? Even in the mock-up of this for an hour ago, I did the exact same thing. Cafe Posh. There we go. Cider's back in action. So, you know, if you had this on your server and instead of the having as a path, you'd have an NSXML URL into a string, string into data, data into the parser, and then of course you'd look at my other tutorial about reachability, and then you'd have if this succeeds, load the main view. So if it succeeds, run this block. You know, always let the user know that either it's working or not working. Always have error checkers, because the biggest crashing error you'll have in applications is accessing things that are no longer there. You know, I've worked in applications that had memory errors that didn't cause crashes ever, but if you access one variable that's no longer there, either you released it or you passed on ownership to someone else that can't get it back, it'll crash. So always have that in mind. Okay folks, I'm going to end this here. Hopefully this is under 15 minutes, but I hope you got a good idea of XML parser, and it can be kind of tricky to get your head around and even hard to explain, but follow the example, build on it, adds more functionality, you know, delete, use different row indexes, use all the massive methods they give you here for deleting, adding, favoriting, all the things you would want in an application. Okay folks, hope you found this helpful. Subscribe, leave a nice message, etc, etc. See you soon. Bye.